Audible presents this Brilliance audio production of
Quantico Rules by Riehl. 1. I was a liar a long time before I hooked up with Dr. Paul Chen. Good enough at it to fool my bosses for years, but now they'd changed the rules. At long last, they were getting serious. Now they had a brand new machine, and suddenly I didn't stand a chance. Or so Dr. Chen was telling me during our regular Monday afternoon session at his biofeedback clinic in Georgetown. "This is not about self-confidence alone, Mr. Monk," he said. "If it were, you would not need me at all. You have mastered a few tricks to manipulate the polygraph, but that means nothing anymore." In the darkened office he kept too warm, the doctor sat at his desk console, while I lay in a leather recliner a few feet to his right, my stockinged feet hanging over the end, as they always did. Aromatic smoke curled from a smoldering stick of incense in the corner of the room, and a cone of light from the high-intensity lamp on his desk dramatized Chen's gaunt face and the gray chin whiskers that made him look like Fu Manchu. His hushed voice and stilted Chinese accent added to the illusion. "Polygraphy," he continued, "is a science of emotion. That is why it is so unreliable, why a strong-willed person such as yourself can be taught to fool it. That is why the technology has moved in a different direction, to a cognition instead of emotion. The future is in brainwaves, Mr. Monk, not such transient phenomena as blood pressure and galvanic skin response. And now, for you at least, the future appears to have arrived." I glanced at my watch. What the hell was he talking about? I didn't have time for this today. I turned my head to stare at him. "What are you saying, that you can't help me?" "I am saying there is no point, not with the same method we have been using at any rate. What use is it to beat a polygraph if the machine no longer exists? Why learn to use a slide rule in an age of computers?" The back of my neck began to burn. "You wait till now to tell me this?" "It would have been a waste of time until I knew you better. If you had not made such progress with the traditional test, there would have been no hope you could beat the new one." I nodded, but time was wasting, and I didn't give a damn about what he thought I could or couldn't do. Whatever it was, I'd get it done. "There's no test that can't be beaten," I told him. "I'm paying you to show me how, not to tell me why not." He smiled, his lips parting a centimeter or so, his uneven teeth gleaming in the weird lighting. "I cannot recall a more determined client, Mr. Monk. I, too, have little interest in excuses. Perhaps we should get started." "What are we talking about, time-wise? I've got a 6 o'clock flight out of BWI, at least an hour of paperwork to clear up back at the office before I can leave for the airport. I'll only be gone overnight. Maybe it would be better to try this tomorrow when I'm not so pushed." He shook his head. "You cannot leave. We must not stop just because you are in a hurry, because your level of stress is high. Just the opposite, as a matter of fact. If you cannot learn to do this with your stomach clenching and your neck rigid, you will be lost. But once you can, their instruments will be useless against you." I opened my mouth to argue, but closed it again as I admitted he was right. That when it finally happened, I'd be grateful for his insistence. I nodded, and Chen seemed to leave his desk and appear next to my recliner without taking a step. In his hand he carried dozens of thready electric wires, leads similar to those we'd been using with the polygraph, that I could see were connected to the mahogany instrument panel that dominated his desk. He stood over me and began to tape the sensors to my face, scalp, and neck. He kept talking while he worked. "To lie successfully," he said, "you must first think of the words you are about to say, assess the probability they will be accepted as truthful. Doing so causes a burst of brainwave activity that is lacking when you tell the truth. Researchers believe human beings are powerless to control such bursts, but my hypothesis is that they are wrong. You first came to me because of the success I have had with other of your colleagues. You people have now become